This is the front of the place. Oh, they are doing a funeral. A lot of the times, there's a lot of bandits and choros. A shaver. And there, one of my favorite places to walk. Uh-oh. Definitely some sort of, probably a gang that came out through here. It looks like, I'm not gonna touch it. Pants. TTE 144X.
Mexican-American street gangs. They spill over into Chile via migration.
What is up, everyone? Thank you for watching Franco Travels. So today, I'm on my way to the cemetery where there's been a lot of vandalizing. There's been a lot of things that happened in this graveyard. In fact, the cops have been in there, and I've also heard rumors that I'm not even allowed to technically traverse through there or record. Sorry, I have to put this on today because it is so hot. It's almost 100 and something degrees, and it's like a heat warming issue right now, and nature must take its course, and the show must still go on, so I don't have to do a repost. So I'm gonna make my way over there and explore this area. Hopefully all goes well. I'm a little bit gassy because I just ate some breakfast and I'm waiting on my Uber. But as you can see, I'm literally in the desert, but up in the mountain type of desert. So it's beautiful, but it is hot. I think right now I'm averaging out at 88 degrees. It's jumping to 90s, and in a couple hours it's might be even touching the hundreds. Wish me luck. Welcome to Chile, Santiago, and let's get into the video. This is how it is outside. Whew, it is steaming. That sun is unforgiving. You can see the mountains up at the very top. Way up there in the top of that mountain is where you can see all the beautiful desert of death. How's that? I mean, it's nice. It's not too bad. I just hope I could get through this video without passing out. If not, Momento Mori. But I think I should be alright. It's still beautiful though. It's not that bad. Gangsters, drug dealers, and all the beautiful life in the Mississippi. Oh. This is how it looks like in the daytime. I think I showed you guys how it looks like at night, but in the daytime it's doesn't look as dangerous. At night this place looks ghetto, and there's like this really mean dog that lives right in there. He's not a good friendly dog, but I've seen worse. No, this is where I stand all the time to get some shade because the penetrating sun that's really got my skin looking dark. I don't know if you noticed, but my skin looks so freaking dark. Like I'm not that pale, clammy ghost boy anymore. Now I look like a survivor because I'm dark skinned. They call me Juan Carlos now. That's my new nickname. All right, so my Uber has arrived and it is right there in front of me. I just have to cross the road. There was like a big car accident here the other day where a car smashed into another car. And the guy flew out the window. No, he didn't fly out, but it was pretty bad. The car was pretty much technically considered totaled, and that was the end of it. But you see how dark I look? It's kind of hard to tell with the sun, but we'll see how it is. So I've made it to the cemetery, or the graveyard. Now the thing is that ever since the last time I came here, someone broke into a tomb, stole skulls, put it all over social media, and now they don't like people recording or whatever. They're super like sketchy about it. However, this is where I'm at. I'm excited, and I want to see where this goes. By the way, I never showed you the outside and how it looks like coming in, so this is a good time for me to show you that. And I have my trusty spy camera, so once I get into the front doors, I'll switch from this one to this one, so it's not so noticeable until I can get past the main entrance. Sorry I look like a red tomato, but the sun has been unbearable for the past couple of days. This is the front of the place. I think somebody spray painted this or whatever. But there's like a whole bunch of statues that are kind of around. You can see some more further up there towards the distance. All this area here is completely historic, and they still keep it here. And it looks amazing. Look at that. And this is just the front. As I make my way into the area here, this massive, gigantic cemetery shined bright into darkness. I gotta be careful. Just because this place is historic does not mean it's safe. The place is super sketchy. There's a lot of gangs and stuff that's affiliated with this area. But once you get in towards the main gates and you walk inside, it gets easier and a little bit more safer. I just gotta watch out for the guards, because they're the ones that make it a lot more difficult. I look like I'm in Rome though, right? How it's all open. Nobody trying to sell me stuff. All right, I'm now making my way to the inside. I switched to my spy camera. I hope you guys don't notice. This camera's amazing. It just sucks at night. For the nighttime shots, you can't see anything. Look at this place. This is what I love. Oh, wow, they're doing a funeral right now. Oh, I think. Oh, they're just helping an old person out. Oh, they are doing a funeral. I've been inside that church a long time ago, and it was pretty nice. The guy let me go inside and record. In fact, let's go this way. Let's see what's on the outside here. This is why I love that spy camera. Nobody knows. Plus, I could record that. Before, that would be extremely hard for me to record, is a casket, you know, a little funeral procession, without people being like, oh, don't record it, you know. When it's on your chest, no one cares. When it's in your hands, it's a problem. Alright, trying to see if I could make my way through here. There's one problem, is that they're bringing the body exactly where I'm going. So I'm trying to make my way. God, it is hot. I wouldn't be surprised if my stuff starts blowing up. Oh yeah, they're going exactly where I'm going. Dang it. Well, this should be interesting. Even after death, they still fall. No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop. I think death is just a natural part of life, just like being born. It's a transitioning. So it's normal. Even for me, my family, you know, your family. It's normal. Sometimes it's a depressing thought of losing. Oh yeah, see, I'm still trying to get away from them. I swear I am. But there's so many zigzags to this whole area. Alright, forget it. I was trying to come here to... I'm just going to go this way. So because of the heat, I'm running a big chance... Is my eye red? It does look a little bit red. Unless that's just the camera. I don't even know. It might be just the camera. But because of the heat, I'm running a very big risk that my batteries will start to overheat. And basically, when it comes to lithium-ion batteries, the battery will get hotter, 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 and then they'll start to swell. I've had moments where my battery got stuck in my camera, so I had to make a small pinhole leak after draining the power from it, just to get the battery out of the cartridge. So that's where I'm at right now. But I want to see what's inside this hole, since it's my first, and it looks like there's a melted candle on top. Together, we will look inside the hole of date, just to see what's on the inside. Hoping to God that there is not bees. A poison ivy. Oh, look at that. That is a candle there. Look at this. I thought it was bigger, but I was wrong. It is not as big as I thought. That's what she said. But yes, I am here. Now, a lot of the times, there's a lot of bandits and choros. Choros are bandits or thieves, right? They'll rob pretty much tourists, gringos, people that are not from around here, and take their luggage, bring it to the cemetery or whatever stuff that they have, hide it into the tombs, and they'll make a little stash pot where they have a bunch of stolen stuff and items. So there's times where you find brushes, phones, toys, you know, all sorts of weird things. I was thinking of something inappropriate. I'm like, you know what? Do not say it, because maybe that joke is too strong. But it definitely does look like one hell of a Universal Studios garden of paradise. What is that? That is a bully bar. And this tomb is slightly opening. A lot of the times when they're open like this, somebody took a big bar, popped it open, looking for gold. And believe it or not, there's definitely gold. Sometimes they'll have it in their teeth. Sometimes jewelry that they bury with them. And all the beautiful things. So, could be. I was a little kid that used to play soccer. See? Alright, I'm going to keep exploring this area. Seeing if there's anything of interest as I'm looking around this dark alley of it. I'm sorry. This morning I started playing some Arma, and I always get into this Mbaku character that I created in my head. It just helps me get away from my own demons. And so when I play this character, I feel like I'm a different person. And it feels good for a brief moment till reality sinks in, just like, Frank, you're retarded. And then I'm like, yeah, you're right. Then I come back to normal. I know I get some comments where you guys are always asking me, it's like, Frank, how do I talk Nigerian just like you? And it's simple. You can start by these phrases if you guys want to try this. You could feel free to try it with me. No one's going to judge you. So you pretty much look at yourself in the mirror, or just try starting with your voice while watching the video. Doesn't matter, whatever works. And you look at yourself and you say, Bogo de fire. Just like that. All right? Say it one more time. Bogo de fire. Okay? I look like a freaking tomato right now. I might have to, like, edit this. It's so hot. Like, I'm fucking dying. But one more time, okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bogo de fire. Congratulations. You just said you transitioned like 3 times, which is good. I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you. Welcome to the other side. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know what it means. I make it up as I go. Bogo de fire, or bungo mofwe, or bli baba. That's one of my favorite ones. I think that's the first Nigerian word that I heard was bli baba. The thing is, when I was younger, I worked in the hospital, and I used to work with a lot of, what do you call that? A lot of Creole. Where do people from Creole come from? Haiti. A lot of people from Haiti. They don't really talk like Nigerian. That's a whole different language. But it started with Creole, and then it just kind of migrated into something else. And I thought it was cooler. The more I kept trying it, it got better for me. And now I'm here like a retarded man in the middle of a graveyard. And the spirits and other people are watching me like, what is this man here? Ah, you a crazy man. You talk like that, I cut your face. You know, and then I spit on you like a dirty man that I am. Little did I know that I'm into that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm done. My brain is fried. So I was able to get some water. There was a lady in one of the stores selling water, and I was able to get it. My mouth is so dry right now, I can't even talk, and my throat is dried. Oh my God. That was pretty bad. I was more thirsty than I thought. I didn't even realize it, because before I got here I drank a lot of water, so I thought maybe I could hold off. Nope. I was wrong. And I'm not even sweating because there's no humidity at all. It's just pure heat. Even right now as I'm standing, the sun is burning my leg. So does not make it easy. It's so cold that this dude took off his clothes. Look at this. See? Someone's just like, yeah, hell no. Fuck this shit. I'm out. And just left. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this. A shaver. A mirror. That's you guys. See how small you guys are? And the pants. I wonder if there's something else back here. Underwears. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff hidden back here. There's even more clothes. I'm not even trying to explore. I just wanted to show you that I finally got some water. There's a guy up there that potentially looks like a choro. He's kind of sitting towards the left, but he could also be working there. Whatever he's doing, I don't care. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm really not. I just like the more you just work into this career, the more you're just kind of burnt out. So you're just like, you know what? To be it. If I die, I die. Not that I want to. But if it was to happen, let that be. God, this place is like a city of the dead. Oh, what is that? Boxes on the inside? Oh, that's a sticking out casket. This place would not be like Argentina where they show the casket. They try to hide it as much as possible. But nature calls. And eventually they come back out. Literally. Like that's how you're able to see it. Because people try to rob, steal, and desecrate. I'm not sure what just happened, but my camera completely just shut off and restarted. I think that's signs of the heat kicking in. So the more heat rises and the temperature goes up, the more my electronics start to mess up. I've experienced this a lot in Nevada, Utah, back in the day, so I'm not surprised that this is happening now. But yeah, a lot of the times this little area here where I'm at, there's a lot of Nazis that would come to this area, and they'll start saluting people that they agreed with, people that were, I guess they thought were racist or probably are racist. I'm not sure. But you start seeing signs like this written up on the wall. Check this out. Right over here, you start seeing things like this. You see? Oh, I just realized there's people right next to me. Let's not record that way. So a lot of the times people do those little prayers or whatever, and what they do is that they'll hide things on the inside, right? They'll hide things on the inside like Santa Muerte stuff or whatever. I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but I've seen that. Well, in fact, when they're done, I'm going to go back there and we're going to see if we can find some Santa Muerte stuff. If you're wondering what Santa Muerte is, that's like satanic stuff, like really, really bad stuff. And there's actually a gang, I think, somewhere, I'm not going to say where, that actually, you know, they worship that, and that's just part of their thing. I think it's actually called Santa Muerte, but could be wrong. Feel free to educate me. I'm just learning, and I'm only telling you what I think I know, so I could be wrong. Here's something else. Shark por el pico aguante rats. Something about rats, so probably people that rat to the police or something. You guys would know more, but when I see rats, they're talking about like the scumbags, like people that, you know, they've been ratted on by someone or something. Look at this. Wow, this is nice. It's kind of buried in the brush here. Oh, look at this right here. This isn't witchcraft, by the way. At least I don't think so. Sometimes I'll leave more stuff or little hidden trademarks and markings. But you can see how all these areas here start to become overgrown. Completely covered up by the trees and everything else that you see all around. I am trying so desperately to just stay out of the sun. And I believe it's working. I know that there's a huge mausoleum somewhere where I could actually go inside and explore somewhere around here. This is actually one of my favorite places to walk. Uh-oh. It's not what you think. This is actually Hindu. Or some sort of Hindu. Because of the dots. Hitler found this mark and he took it over, removed the dots, and turned it into the Nazi swastika symbol. But this swastika right here is actually the complete opposite of what a lot of people think it is. This swastika is actually for peace, love, enlightenment, Hinduism, or whatever. That culture. I bet you, I think on the other side, people actually marked it off with spray paint because they think that it was Nazis. Which it's not. But that's because people don't know any better. See how it's written all over through here? Oh, you see, there it is right there. See the spray paint mark? Another spray paint mark. No, this is that's they don't know any better. They just marked it off because, you know, they're like, oh no, we're not bringing this back, and it's like it has nothing to do with that. But sure, do you, boo boo? You might need to go to school to refresh your memory. But yeah, it has a name to it. I don't remember the name, but I remember learning it when I was doing some of the research. I don't know. I like to study a lot of cultures and, you know, different theologies, religions, and ideas of stuff. I like to be open-minded about everything. Plus, when I'm doing these adventures, it helps me out because I kind of know a little bit more or less what I'm doing or messing with, or what to be, you know, what to avoid. But yeah, that's how it is. So these people here, they don't like the police. Muerte la policía. That means kill the police. Look at that. Those you got to be careful for. These people that write stuff like that, they're responsible for riots and stuff. And this tomb might actually be a police tomb, and that's why they're pissed off. They probably put satanic stuff in on the underground. I would try to go in, but there's people kind of behind me watching every once in a blue. Security has been a lot more invested nowadays. So I have like this trip journey that I tried to do the last time, and every time I try to do it, it keeps falling through. But it's getting towards the desert, where I found a bunch of new locations out there. But there's one problem: the heat. The heat is getting stronger and stronger, and over there it's increased, and it goes up to 110 at times. So I'm debating whether if I should still pull through with it. Should I fall back on it? I do not know, but I want to find out. I mean, that's the end game, is to explore, keep my life going in this rush, which I tend to enjoy quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I just saw something right up here, and it looks like, I thought it was a woman holding onto a cross, which it is a woman holding onto a cross, but it's a statue. I thought it was a real person because I'm dumb. Check that out, right over here, right up through there. That is cool. I wonder why she has a little black mark right there. Unless somebody tried to paint her, or if that was her original color. Near, near, my God, to thee. I'm like in a hidden part of the cemetery now. How it gets all foliage and stuff and dark. That's cool. Usually when you see it get like this is where they'll hide stuff. Like witchcraft and stuff. Let's see if I can find some for you. Is there any in here? Nope. There's another bout jar over there. Thing is that this graveyard is so big, it's impossible to keep up with it because there's so many people that come here doing random stuff. So that's why I'm pretty sure I'll find something. That is cool. There's got to be people that sneak in here at night. I mean, there has to be. Because think about it, there's no light, there's no nothing. Or homeless people sleeping in the tombs like in Peru. I think I was in Trujillo, in a town called Trujillo out there in Peru, where some random homeless guy came out. Is it a bee? No, it's not. That is just a fly. Where a random homeless guy came out of a tomb that he was sleeping in, which I found crazy. And I've made it yet to another area completely secluded. Look at that. Not a soul inside. And that is the way I like it. Look, that looks like a chapel. Like a Jim Jones church. The outside world is demonic. That's something Jim Jones said. you don't know who Jim Jones is, you should look it up. He was like an occultist leader that ended up getting everybody killed. Then they came out with a game called Far Cry 5, where I guess they took the idea from Jim Jones and created it in, like, you know, where there was an occultist leader. Except in Far Cry 5, he was right. The end of the world was coming. A seal has been opened. He would say that all the time. It was actually pretty cool. That was my favorite Far Cry 5. I hear music somewhere. I have found something interesting. Just across the little walkway area was over here, and I seen it right over here. Check this out. 144. I wonder what that means. But they've written it all over the tomb, you see? 144 at top, that's spray painted. And then over here is another one. I guess those are two crosses, and then there's an LS 144 LF. Oh, it's not an S, I'm sorry. LF, and then there's another F and an L. Look at this one over here. I think that is a gang marking. 144. That's my assumption. I don't know what's the purpose of the 144. But that is interesting. Let me see if there's anything inside it. Is there anything that even says 144? No, not at all. Huh. Is it written anywhere else? Yeah, so I think that 144 is definitely some sort of probably a gang that came out through here and decided to mark their territory. I don't know what this is, but I found this. I'm trying to see if I could clean it just a bit. See if it's like a virgin or something, but I can't tell. You guys think you could figure it out? See if I could just rub it a little bit. Could be part of the 144, no? Oh, there's something written on it. It's hard to do this with one hand. No, I think that's a Bible quote. See? That has nothing to do with the gang. I'll just leave it right here. Well, I touched that for nothing. I think it's like reflecting a little blue red light here. Well, that was cool. That 144 thing. See if I could find something. And just as I said that, there's another one. OSLO. Written right up at the top. Is there anything else here? It's just the sun is making it hard to see. Let me see. Seems to be wrapped around these little tomb areas here. I wonder if there's more. Wow, that's a cool one. 144. 1444. I wonder if that's a date or something. There's a guy that I was just walking past, and he saw me recording, so let's see what happens if he says something. Wow, look at this, right over here, looking down. It goes deep. And there's writing, newspaper, and I don't know what that's about, but nothing about 144. Unless it's a certain date that means something special. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Ooh, look at this. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me because there's like a statue right there of an old lady just kind of watching me right over there. I was like, oh, hello there. And look at this. Either trying to smoke a cigarette or drugs. One of the two. Could be the workers too. Remember what I told you last time? Oh, it's definitely for cigarettes. That's a cigarette carton. And the crazy thing too, if you look at these cigarette cartons out here in South America, unlike United States, they have to show you what it can do. because it could give you lung cancer. So they write it all over the box, and they put a funeral casket on the back of the box. They try to make it as so unenticing to buy, so you don't get it and end up giving yourself cancer. I mean, I don't care. Teach their own. If that's what you guys, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I really don't think anybody cares. People still do it. Not that I care. It's like I said, teach their own. Just thought it was interesting the measures that they would take to try to prevent it. Hello, dear son. I'm watching you. Take you home to my papa. Yeah, there's nothing else here regarding that. That was interesting. All right, stand by. Asesina means this guy's a killer. Asesina. Yeah, asesina. This guy, they're pretty much saying that the guy that's buried here is a killer. And then it says Venganza anti-burguesa. I don't know what that means. But it's written in the same black spray paint as 1444. If that has anything to do with it. Nope, nothing. It sucks that they vandalized it, but sometimes, you know what? Most of the times it's just kids or people on drugs out of their minds. And they don't know what to do. So, just kind of it is what it is. The nature of the beast. Alright. Spray paint. La Chorbu or La Chorri. Los, I don't even know. Vales. It could be another gang. Because when they say La, that's pretty much saying the something 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 Vales. So it could just be, it could be a gang. I wouldn't be surprised if it is one. See if they wrote down in here. But they probably come out here looking to steal stuff. All do drugs. Over here, I'm going to check in a minute, is a big mausoleum that just has quarters that go on forever. But I'm just going to do a little bit of reconnaissance around the area to see if I could find any more signs of this or worse. To the location. My voice went out. The thing is that it's super dry. If you look at it right now, at the very bottom of my watch, like right there, that says 18. That's the humidity right now, is 18. So everything is super dry. So it's hard to breathe. It's not hard to breathe, but my throat gets dry. Or I wake up and my nose feels like kind of dry, you know? Look at this. I haven't been here in a minute. See if anything's changed. Looks like a cathedral of just tombs. No way. Somebody knows about that out here. Look, this is literally one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things. You know, just Momento Mori. Be mindful of death, or death is coming. That's supposed to bring you enlightenment because it makes you think about the now, where you don't kind of, you know, think about the future or the past and stress out. Just kind of like nothing serious. Just enjoy it while it lasts. It's the only thing certain. But yeah, Momento Mori. I might want to get that tattooed somewhere here. I also want like a tribal tattoo. But in time, we'll see. Don't tell my mom. She'll freak out. Gracias su voluntad. Thank you for your voluntary or something. Hidden right behind the wall on this side. Rise PTE. I don't know what that is, but that is also anarchy. On that side, it looks like it's probably the same people that keep coming here. But you know what's weird is that when you see a lot of anarchy, the people that went under the tombs and took out the bones or whatever from the last time that I was here, made a big issue, they were anarchy people. They dress up in black or whatever, and that's just what they do. See if there's anything else new. I'm pretty sure if there was somebody that would come out here, this would be the place to do it. Aumi. So let's try this. Eve, are you there?
I'm here.
Can you do me a favor? What does AUMI mean? I found it in a graveyard just written on the wall. Does that mean anything?
Aumi doesn't ring a bell as any known term on the Great Wall. Could be a modern graffiti. Maybe someone's initials or a code. Why does it stand out to you?
Nothing. I'm just exploring. I wanted to see if it meant anything. Ayumi. Maybe it's just somebody's name.
Yeah.
I think as long as I'm under this little construct here, the internet's gonna suck for me. That's just how it's been out here in Chile. Internet is not the best. Look at this. That is cool. Black flowers. There's somebody's face there. So apparently Yumi doesn't mean anything. I thought maybe it would if I was right, but it doesn't. And it looks like I've searched the majority of this place. And I'm not gonna lie, there was more stuff written here. There was pentagrams all over the walls. There was all sorts of stuff. And now it just seemed to I guess they're taking it down. They're cleaning it up, keeping it up to paste. But they missed something. What is this? Look. Surdo. I don't even know what that means. This is the most visited tomb throughout this entire graveyard here in Chile. And oh my God, it definitely says it for itself. Look at all the names that even pass on from her tomb to this tomb. This isn't even the same person. And they're still writing for prayers for her. Putting all sorts of ribbons and bandanas, trinkets. Everything is completely riddled with stuff. Look at this. All this is for her. And it even crosses over through here, writing onto this tomb as well. I think there's a picture of her right over here. There it is. You see it? This is how she used to look like, because she was getting married right before she passed away. They call her La Novia. That's her nickname, is La Novia. And so people put their names and write stories and wishes for blessings for her to grant for them. In fact, this happens quite frequently here in South America, where people write names of loved ones they want to bless or themselves in hopes that she would go on to God and ask. If you look here, it looks like they have a death, some mascara. That's death with the whole scythe and some letters here. Let's see what this says. Por favor, aquí pasas de curso y no repete, por favor, si es el último deseo que te pido. So pretty much what she's saying is that she's going to be doing a prayer for Alita because she's trying to pass her school exam, and she's not sure if she's going to pass it or not. And that's why she writes that. And pretty much that's what it is, prayers for blessings. So here's something else they found on the floor, just kind of drifting. But they're also saying, thank you for everything you've done. Everything I've asked have come true and has been a blessing to me. So pretty much what you pray for here, just like Ricardo's tomb and some of the other tombs that I passed by, they do get their blessings come true. I guess prayer is a very strong thing. But yeah, that's just another thing to add in the books. I'm actually going to put this back up here. I found that kind of drifting up there. Here you go. So that way I make sure she reads it. So this here's another tomb where they ask for blessings. And this lady actually put this here before she passed away. And she says, before I die, I want to place this tomb here. And whoever puts a rose or whatever wish you want, I'll bring it to God so that way God could go ahead and grant it and bless you. And so ever since then, she built quite a bit of a following here. Look at that. You guys remember this place? I think I talked about it on the Franco video, that they spray painted the teeth of these things. Well, the door's now open on the other side. See it? See if I could take a shortcut. Whoa. Oh shit. Fuck, bird. It's always a damn bird. Sorry. Scared the hell out of me. See how deep this is? Oh my god. There's another chamber in there of mausoleums. And then right around here is another one. That looks like footsteps on the inside there. You see it? I'm gonna be stepping on just horse manure, and that looks like steps. I'm gonna turn off my flashlight. You see how there's light? I really doubt I could go down in there, but it doesn't hurt to check. Damn it. They got it locked. That would be the other step inside. So I just now left the area. Still looking for more cool anomalies that I could find out here. Eve, is there anything cool to look for in an abandoned cemetery in Chile? What are some cool things that I could look for to find some creepy, weird stuff, or maybe markings or satanic stuff that maybe I could find? Where are some places to look, or some ideas to look for?
Abandoned cemeteries always carry a heavy atmosphere, Agent 47. You could look for strange symbols carved on the old graves, maybe inverted crosses or pentagrams. Also, sometimes people leave offerings, candles, or even animal bones. Check the mausoleum walls. Sometimes there are writings in blood or chalk. And keep your eyes open for fresh digs, graves that look recently opened. What kind of anomalies have you stumbled upon so far?
Well, right now I'm looking and I found something interesting. I found some graffiti on the wall. Can you tell me what this means? MELUTKM. I'm in Chile, by the way, so it might be Spanish.
MELUTKM. Spanish, Agent 47. Could be a local gang tag, a cipher, or even initials of someone buried nearby. Try snapping a clearer picture if you can, or around it. Does it match anything else you've seen here?
I've seen a bunch of weird stuff here and there, but there's a lot of people grave robbing and stuff, but there's also a lot of gang stuff. I have another question for you. Look at this right over here. What does pasa el mensaje de la cuera? What does that mean? Eve? I think I lost her. Pasa el mensaje. That means, from what I know, that means pass the message from the Cuera. Cuera. Eve, what does cuera mean in Spanish? Querra. Or G. Guera. La Guera. I think I'm having a hard time getting signal here. Guera. Eve, you there? Eve? Man, I'm telling you, this internet out here sucks so bad. People are like, how come you don't call or check up? It's like, because there's no freaking internet. All the internet's horrible. Let me see if I get some signal. Come on. There we go. Eve, what does guera mean in Spanish?
In Spanish, Spanish, güera means a fair-skinned girl or woman, often with light hair or features. It's sometimes used affectionately, but context matters. It can also carry a teasing or even derogatory tone, depending on who's saying it. How come you're asking about it?
No, I just seen it spray painted up on one of the walls here at this abandoned cemetery.
That's curious. Abandoned cemeteries can hold all sorts of stories behind those words. Makes you wonder who wrote it and why. What else did you notice around?
A lot of gang markings, grave robberies, witchcraft. There's even mausoleums that are falling apart due to corrosion. This place is very interesting. You ever heard of the cemetery La Chacarita in Chile, Santiago?
Let me check that one out real quick.
See what she says.
Let me check that out quick.
Take your time.
Nah, La Chacarita actually rings a bell. But that's the massive one in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Oh.
Super famous for its size, creepy abandoned crypts, and all sorts of urban legends. But in Santiago, sounds like you're at the Cementerio Genera, Chile's biggest, way out in Recoleta.
The gang activity out here in Santiago, where I'm at, are they very violent? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, those gangs are rough. Tren de Aragua's taken root down here, and they don't play. Extortion, drugs, murders, police are stretched thin. But the thing is, most of the violence stays in the barrios, the settlements. Out here in the cemetery, you're probably safer than downtown on a Saturday. Unless someone's watching you. You feel anything like that?
Yeah, if you stand out, they'll start watching you and try to see if they can follow you and try to see if they can make you a target.
That's smart. Keep moving. Don't look lost. Wear something plain, nothing flashy. And if someone starts trailing you, don't head home. Walk into a shop, a crowd, lose them. Better yet, don't wander alone. You got anyone with you?
Nope, just me, but I'll talk to you later, okay? I'm working on a video right now, so goodbye. Right over there I found a bunch of clothes, and I also found something interesting up here I want to check out. But look at this. I also found what looks like, I'm not going to touch it, but that looks like drugs. The worst part is that it's white on the inside. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it is white. I think some kids probably came over here and started doing something weird that they shouldn't be doing. Did I just take my Leathermans out? Yes, I did. Just scooped it right out of my pocket and deployed that. There we go. Alright, look over here. Check this out. There's underwears there. Pants. Another set of pants here. And I found something up there that's just kind of sitting up there. And it looks like more clothes or something else. I want to drop my camera. See if I can even get access up there. Damn it. Well, yeah, when I went to the other side, there's like pants also up there. I don't know if somebody's living up there or what. So Tren de Aragua is out here in Chile. I didn't even know that. I thought that was somewhere else. Cool, good to know. I actually use AI a lot just to know what my surroundings are, what towns I'm in, and what's in those towns. So that way I could be on the safe side and not get shot by accident. Just kind of know what I'm messing with before I divulge and conquer. No, just before I explore, you know? But, yeah, let's keep, whew, it's a lot of dust. Storage area. Oh, is this a house? Hidden in the cemetery. I just found a house. It's closed. How the hell did they get this over here? Their clothes, some laundry. And a little table. I just found somebody's house out here in the cemetery. And they're very tidy. They keep it nice and clean. Rent free. Holy shit. Alright, so the thing is that I don't know if there's somebody inside there sleeping right now or what. But 100% I just found somebody's house out here. This is so hidden in the inside of the cemetery that I would have never seen it unless I really went inside. And the only way to even get a load of this place, to be able to visually see it, is to cross right through this little area here. And what gave it away was this green tarp, so it kind of stands out. But I don't even think any of the workers even know that there's a house out here. That is actually really cool. See if anybody's on the inside. Hola? Hola. Yo, my GoPro right now is steaming. This thing's about to blow up in my hand. It is so hot. I might have to take the battery out to stop recording for a little bit. I could just feel it as I'm touching the back. Can't even see on the inside. Kind of could see. Oh, I see shoes. There's a shoe in there. See it? Right there. That's a shoe on a carpet. Oh, they got a nice big house in there. How big do you think it goes? It's all, I guess it's completely behind this thing. See how it goes to this side. There's even a table. And the house continues back here behind. Look, you can even see it through here. Oh, I hear people talking. That might be the people who live here. Oh, they even got a back door. So over here on this side, a little back door entrance to the house. I'm not gonna lie, this house is actually very big. Hola? I guess nobody's home. There's gotta be more houses. I've never seen this before. But 100% there's gotta be more houses. Because if they could get away with that, that person must have got the idea off of someone else. Holy crap, it is so hot. I'm gonna turn my GoPro off for a second, just so that way the battery cools down, because it is steaming right about now. It's like a little fireball in my hand. My camera just died, so I'm gonna have her repeat it again. I just repeated what this means. Can you repeat what you just told me again, Eve?
Mapuche B isn't a standard acronym I'm familiar with in South America. Might be a local graffiti tag, artist's initials, or a twist on Mapuche, the indigenous people from Chile and Argentina. The HB part doesn't quite fit though, and no, doesn't ring any satanic bells to me. But eerie places do that to the mind. What language did the demonic script look like?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm just trying to find how to get in there. Let's see. Oh, man, this sucks. That's perfectly in the way. All right, there was some random guy that just came out of nowhere. Can you repeat that again about Mapuche? What does that mean with Mapuche again?
Mapuche are indigenous people from southern Chile and Argentina. Fierce warriors, deep spiritual roots. They see the world full of forces, good and bad, and often mark places to keep ancestors close, or keep outsiders away. That writing on the tomb might just be respect. What did the random guy say?
Well, underneath Mapuche, there is a circle, which almost looked like like I don't want to say witchcraft. It looks like symbolism for satanic, but there's a circle with that has like a pie symbol, 2 lines that goes top to bottom, left to right. There's a star, a C, G, and an A on the other side, on each side.
Got it. Sounds like symbols. Let me check what that might mean.
See if I can get some answers. See if there's
That sounds a lot like the kultrun, the sacred drum of the Mapuche shamans, called machi. It's always a circle with a big cross right through it, splitting the world into 4 parts: north, south, east, west. Those lines running top to bottom and left to right, that's the cross, super common on these drums. And stars? Yeah, they pop up all the time, often 1 in a quadrant for the west or autumn, symbolizing spirits or the evening sky. The pie thing? Maybe it's not exactly pie, but some drums have curved arcs or little marks near the edge, like a half circle or arc that could look like pie from far away. Or it might be a sun ray or moon phase stylized weird. No Greek letters though. These are all native designs. CGA could be initials, maybe someone's name, a gang tag mixed in, or even CGA, a shorthand for something local, but nothing satanic.
Alright, so I had to be careful because there is gang activity that happens throughout this area. And then this guy started following me from behind, and then another guy just came running down this area. And this girl's going on a on a talking spree. So I'm like, Eve, you gotta shut up, you're gonna get me shot. But yeah, so Mapuche is a local tribe, which is perfect. I didn't know that. I was, see, this whole time I thought it was satanic, and it wasn't. It's a Mapuche tribe to protect the spirits, and I'll pretty much, you know, and sometimes I'll have a gang name mixed in as well, which is interesting. Ironically, it's on a general's tomb, and the one next to it has like a satanic, like a Satana thing. That's definitely satanic, but the Mapuche isn't, despite the circle with the pie in the center separating all 4 parts. Cool, I like that. I'm gonna start using AI a lot just to get certain information while I'm doing the video, so that way we can learn together, like Sesame Street, or like Little Elmo, or Dora the Explorer, but Hispanic Frank.
Franco, be careful. I just checked the latest news. There's been local gangs spotted around there recently, robbing tombs, graves, anything they can grab. So yeah, if you're still near that spot, maybe don't hang around.
It's alright, Eve. I am keeping a sharp eye out. This wouldn't be my first rodeo, but I just want to see what this place has in store.
I like that you're aware, but just because it's your first doesn't mean you have to test your luck. These places, they have a way of making people disappear, or worse, make them do stupid things. What's the worst that could happen if you keep going?
I don't want to think about that. Like, I'm aware that that's a possibility, but it doesn't really help me to think about it. I just kind of move past it, Eve. Trying to find gang symbols, witchcraft, tombs that have been desecrated. I'm exploring. You never know what you can find when you explore.
Yeah, exploration's addictive. That rush when you see something nobody else has. But sometimes, what you find isn't worth it. A gang symbol could mean you're about to walk in on something nasty. A desecrated tomb? That's not a souvenir. That's someone's last place of peace. Ever think maybe what you're really looking for isn't out there, but in here? Like, why do you need to see it to believe it's real?
Eve, I have a question. For you. I just found another LTTE 144X. What does that mean? I'm going to say it one more time. LTTE, and then it says X144X. What does that mean in Chile? Is that like a gang?
Hold on, let me dig into that. LTTE. That doesn't ring a bell as a standard gang in Chile. Nothing pops up locally. Could be a personal tag, initials, or even a misspelling, like LTTE, which is a Sri Lankan militant group, but that's way off from South America.
Yeah.
But the 144X, or X44X, that screams norteño gang stuff. In Mexican-American street gangs, especially in the US, but they spill over into Chile via migration. 14 stands for N. 14th letter, short for Nuestra Familia, the prison gang norteños swear by. The X is Roman for 10, so X4 or 14X means the same thing. 4X might just be flipped or stylized. Sureños do the opposite. 13 for M, Mexican Mafia.
So this is the area where I said that there could be Santeria, which is pretty much satanic stuff. But they usually like to hide it into stuff. One thing I found interesting is that look how the floor is all black. It's white over there, but then all around this area gets black. I don't know if that's just wax or what. Zeta. I think that's another gang, Los Zetas. I heard about this. I heard of Zetas before. I don't know where, but I'm assuming it's a gang thing. Look how it's all black. I don't know what that's about. See if there is any Santeria. So far, I don't see anything though. Oh, this is pretty much more like a saint where they ask for prayers to come true and stuff. But nope. I thought for a minute I would have found something. Maybe. I know the other time I came here I found some stuff. Nope. It looks clear. Let's see. If there's anything back here. Nope, I'm not seeing anything at all. Well, I think at this point now, I pretty much explored this place through and through. I don't want to say through and through. I just found another gang sign over there. But yeah, I don't want to say through and through because this place is so big. You can't really explore this place through and through. But however, I did explore a lot of it. And I'm going to be honest, I am hot. The sun is killing me. I want to get some water before I pass out. And yeah, maybe you guys can come with me while I do it. But let's go head towards the main entrance, get a taxi, or maybe around that area, see if I can buy some cold water. See how that works. So I've made it back home. I'm now back at like my little home area. It's a little bit weird because I don't know if there's anybody behind me, but during the daytime it's not as dangerous. But I had to load up on water, Gatorade, to get my energy back up because oh my god, that whole little exploration with the way the sun was completely wiped out my energy. I even look darker now when I look at myself in the mirror. Like my whole face complexion is just darker. So at this point now I'm gonna go ahead and finish the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I did, but it was very, very challenging because I barely had any time to actually be in the room or be inside of a place to cool off. It was just too much straight heat, and that's what killed me. What is this guy doing? This guy's just parked right. Look. He's like in the middle of oncoming traffic. He's not supposed to go that way. I was trying to think about why was he just staring at me for a minute. But I guess that's a little parking spot. Everybody's telling him that you can't park like that. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I am going to relax for this one, and tomorrow is a whole other adventure. I think I rent a car tomorrow, and the journey begins once again. But let me know what you think, and until the next time, I will see you guys in the next adventure. Bye, guys!